Bum, 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 bum. Hey, welcome back, my friends. This is BjjBrick Quick. This is your quick jiu-jitsu podcast. My name is Byron. This week we're talking about quotes. Got a good one today. It's one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite quotes. Oh, man. Hey, just a quick side note. Some housekeeping, as they might say. We're wrapping up this podcast here. There's 2 more to go. And then I do plan on doing a full-length episode. Getting the band back together. Gary and Joe back on here. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll have a topic, hopefully, and we'll have some good times. So we'll see where we go after that. But that should be hopefully within a few weeks. Anyways, my friends, here's the quote. You need to recognize the beginning of this, but then it makes a change. This is from BjjBrick co-host Joe Thomas. Iron sharpens iron, but a leather strap will also sharpen iron. A stone wheel also sharpens iron. The reality is, many things can sharpen an axe. I love this quote, man. Joe wrote an article, and this was a short article. It's on BjjBrick.com. If you just type in iron sharpens iron on BjjBrick, it'll pop up. It's a good way to think about your teammates. People say that iron sharpens iron. You need to be in a room full of a bunch of killers if you want to get good at jiu-jitsu. Certainly it does help to have people who are good at jiu-jitsu around you, similar goals. That's very helpful. But that's not reality usually. A lot of people learn jiu-jitsu in a different way when they teach a little bit of it. That's important to teach. A lot of people, including myself, kind of have 3 levels of training partners. You have the training partners who aren't as proficient on the mat as yourself. Okay. You have those that are fairly equal. They give you a good run. And you have those that are better. They're going to be able to beat you. Kind of everybody fits into those 3 categories. There's some are on the border, obviously. When you're rolling with somebody who's not as good as you, what do? How do you train? How do you get your iron sharpened? Which sounds kind of weird. Do you choose to bring your A game and demolish them? That's a mistake. Maybe it's a good time to work on your B or C game. If you have a weakness in your game, I'll tell you what, my Kimuras aren't that good. I can tell you lots of things that aren't that good. My Kimuras aren't very good. My daily Hiva game is virtually non-existent. I can go on and on. There's lots of things in jiu-jitsu that I don't invert. There's lots of things I just don't do or ignore or haven't gotten around to in my focus that I've had so far on the mats. If I want to pick up a daily Hiva game, how do I bring that back to the mats or bring that onto the mats? The daily Hiva guard is a legit guard. It is amazing. I should know it better than I do. Do I bring that against my rivals on the mat, the ones that are performing about as good as me? They're going to pass my card immediately. No kidding about the ones that are better than me on the mats. Okay, that leaves one group, the ones who I perform better than them, typically. There's where my daily Hiva guard is going to be first brought on, explored. I've been working a lot of my takedowns. I'm trying to work my way up that ladder. There are people who I'm not anywhere near getting to be able to take them down. There are people that I can take down now that I couldn't take down even months ago. That's good. But a lot of my kind of resurgence on my takedown technique and performance has been on the people who don't perform them as well as me. I want to get I want to learn it, to get the timing down, to get all the steps down correctly. Granted, we're not doing these usually in the class I'm in. I'm doing them while I'm rolling. Yeah, I got to have to pick on somebody a little bit, do 2 or 3 takedowns, and then we could do some jiu-jitsu that they want to do. But you need all 3 of those types of training partners. If you just walk into iron all the time, you're going to find yourself in a competitive environment where you don't explore and you don't grow as fast. Iron sharpens iron. Yes, it does. But you could roll slower. You could roll faster. You could roll more technical. You could roll in areas where you're not as good. You could roll from places of danger. You could work on your mount escapes, back escapes, side control escapes. There's so much out there. So much ways that you can grow. So many ways you can grow. You're also that same teammate to them. If you're fairly new, realize that you're not a wasted role to somebody who's experienced. They might mostly help you, but they also might be kind of experimenting with something that they're not that good at. One of the worst feelings that some newer grapplers get is that their training partner has gotten nothing out of that role. That's so rare. That's that training partner's fault. I get something pretty much out of every role I have. And if I don't get anything, that I learned or work on, I'm having fun. I stay sweaty. If you want to be a professional grappler, it would be a decision that you need to look at about moving to a different location with other professional grapplers. That's a hard look at a decision, and it may or may not be the important thing you do. I don't know. I don't know where you're at. I'm talking to a whole bunch of people here. But if you want to be as good as you can for where you're at, iron sharpens iron. So can a wheel. So can leather. Get the most out of every roll you have. You only have so much time rolling every day that you're on the mats. Why would you only want to benefit from 2 rolls and the other 4 are just a waste of your time? That's on you. You got to change that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to have a great day. Stay sweaty, my friend.